Your Excellency, as you are aware, some of the leaders in this country earlier on mentioned that they cannot wait for Karamoja to develop. And due to this neglect, Karamoja historically became a bastion of insecurity with a vicious cycle of a tradition and culture of warrior life style and the linked attendant activities that greatly included wanton raids and violence that pitted the communities in the Karamoja region against each other, resulting in two cyclic reprisals. Your government has initiated a lot of programs to make Karamoja pacified so that they can contribute to the national development of the country. Obviously, these have been military in nature, and the latest for us was the ongoing Usalama kwa Wote operations, which has made some progress. This training of the leaders here, therefore, is part of the mobilization strategy for this operation because we think leadership is critical since it can make it or unmake it. It can solve or exacerbate problems because, like I said, we had started getting some of them involved in the criminality that we were fighting. Your Excellency, to note is that this course was therefore demand-driven campaign that was conceived by the local leaders to iron out some of these minor differences so that we can refocus on sustainable peace and security for the development of the security of the sub-region, which fits well, as I said, in the time-tested approach of winning the hearts of the minds of the people to solve security matters. And when we received the demand from the 3rd Division leadership, we honestly supported it, and with your guidance, earlier guidance, it is coming to a successful end today. We realize that the pacification of Karamoja requires intensification of mindset training on the part of the leaders, and this requires continuous mobilization and monitoring. We may require to create a critical mass of mobilizers who understand the need for transformation through all-round wealth creation. And when we looked around, Your Excellency, like we have always done, we got convinced that these leaders here have a key to end the suffering in Karamoja, and therefore we needed to incorporate them in our plans as leaders because they can influence things. And therefore, the biggest reason we organized this ideological training in this prestigious school so that we can have some mindset change, because it was deemed a fundamental aspect in addressing the Karamoja situation. Your Excellency, therefore, on the basis of this need and the appreciative fact that Karamoja's solutions are not only military in nature, we shall strive to build the capacity of Oliver Tambo School of Leadership and Pan-African Center of Excellence as per your center, as per your directive, so that in the future more programs of this type are handled in this center like they have already demanded. Like we indicated in our strategy to Your Excellency, we still think that the situation in Karamoja requires consolidation of intergovernmental approach through service delivery in the areas they already mentioned, and affirmative action by some sectors like education, like water. And during this course, most departments made the presentation, but this ought to be consolidated on the ground in Karamoja region. And we normally have indicated that your whole government approach through the Karamoja integrated disarmament development plan, it needs to be implemented, because that is where everything that we want in Karamoja lies. Security lies in this program. Service delivery lies in this program. Development lies in this program. Alternative means of livelihood lies in this program. So that we can, because we can't kill poverty with bullets, we cannot kill ignorance with bullets, we must have this integrated program executed so that this whole government approach towards pacifying Karamoja and linking it with development with the rest of the other country, the rest of the country, is fully executed. This course here was initiated on the request of the 3rd Division Commander. But Your Excellency, you remember during the presentation, our presentation of the operational strategy for pacifying Karamoja, one of the areas we indicated was focused civil-military cooperation, because we thought that military operations alone would not go far unless we were doing it with the leadership out there, especially when we started getting some of them in these criminal acts of stealing cows or even rustling. So we decided that we needed to engage them in a more serious manner, not in the manner we used to meet in Moroto there and then shout at each other, point fingers at each other, and then it ends there, and then nothing happens after that. So, and as we were doing research, we found that Karamoja situation is just part of the wider socio-economic, political, and historical colonial distortions that characterized Africa, and that these distortions were intended to exploit the colonized people, hence leading to underdevelopment. It is in this colonial marginalization which contributed to the current challenges that your government is solving in Karamoja. And no wonder, with your foresightedness, this Karamoja issue was point number 8 in the original 10-point program, which highlights the need to readdress the errors of the past that resulted into dislocation of some sections of the population. I would like, therefore, to once again thank the about to graduate leaders for the discipline, for the resilience of having classes up to late in the night. I therefore want to congratulate you for successfully completing this ideological training, which I know will have a big impact in your lives and the way you are leading once you live here. Let this be an important springboard from which you are going to develop increased motivation to serve and continuously see yourselves work in a new perspective, because change failure is to many leaders still believing that we need to change them. Because when you think you need to change those instead of changing yourselves, then you don't go anywhere. I would also like to thank Your Excellency once more for finding time to come and grace this occasion with your presence. We want to thank you, Your Excellency, for always being.
Sir, as the Commissariat and Chieftains of Civil Military Cooperation, we are tasked to handle the ideological cell of Salama Kwa Wote. Therefore, the idea of training regional leaders, among them the youth leaders from Karamoja, is a big step towards strengthening these cell activities. Secondly, sir, I want to report to you that we worked closely with the 3rd Division and the vote holders at the joint headquarters of UPDF to ensure the realization of this first intake, which is a historical breakthrough. Particularly, sir, I want to salute the division commander, 3rd Division. He really did a lot of work with these people before they came here. I want to salute the chieftaincies that we worked with to put in, to realize the directive of the CDF, the chieftains of training, the chieftains of personnel and administration, chieftains of logistics and engineering, chieftains of medical services, the defense spokesperson, chief CIMIC, and all the leadership at the joint headquarters for making tireless contribution to realizing this breakthrough training. Your Excellency, while orienting these leaders at the beginning of their training, we emphasized to them that their being brought to an ideological center was for purpose of re-education, to learn, understand, and internalize. Your Excellency, therefore, I agreed with them to behave as such. I want to thank them before you, Your Excellency, that they conformed and have been very loyal students and trainees of this college. Their conduct and performance has been indeed very, very exemplary. It's very, very important at times when leaders of their caliber, the chairmen of districts, the honorable councillors come to such programs, they want to retain their comfort zones, but these put off everything and became willing learners as they have testified. Asante sana to you all. I want to join the Commandant in saluting especially the external facilitators whom we requested to cost share in terms of meeting their costs of coming to facilitate, because UPDF as the chief facilitator could not meet such costs. So I want to salute them and thank them and beg that in all our future assignments, we continue with this synergy. Your Excellency, let me join those who have thanked you for the gesture you've shown to be here amidst your busy schedule to indicate clearly the importance and place of ideological training and ideological work, especially within the forces as we cooperate with the civilians. Thank you, Your Excellency. I beg to submit and thank you once again.